So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you watch this is correct. So let's go ahead and take a seat. And let's just begin with our meditation. We're placing the right hand on the heart and the left hand on the stomach. Go ahead and close the eyes or take a gentle gaze. Go ahead and take a breath in. And exhale, sighing out all the air. And taking a breath in, feeling your stomach expand as if you're filling up a balloon on the inhale. And then exhale, feeling that contraction. And noticing any sensations in the body. Just noticing. Let's go ahead and breathe in to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 4. Inhale with me for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time, inhale for 4 and see if you're able to exhale slowly and deeply, just extending your exhale out a little bit more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And knowing that as you exhale a little bit more, you're activating that parasympathetic nervous system, that part of our autonomic nervous system that promotes rest, digestion, closely connected to that vagus nerve that starts from the top all the way to the bottom. I'm going to open our eyes and just leave the palms facing up gently on the thighs. Imagine a string pulling your head, pulling your head. It's almost this self-correcting posture string as it pulls your head up, as if you're being lifted out of your sits bones. Just go ahead and repeat this internally. May this practice, this breathing and yoga practice, heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this breath and yoga practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. All right, so as we imagine that string pulling the top of the head, maybe even taking very gently a piece of hair as if you're pulling the top of the head and seeing how that feels. And then also now stay where you are, but imagine as if there's a string right at that midpoint of your cervical and thoracic spine. Imagine a string being pulled and see if you can notice just that slight shift where one may feel as if you're still loading a bit of weight in the lumbar spine and the other may feel as if you're expanding out. And if you don't notice it, it's okay, but it's just something that we can use to help with our posture. And over time and repetition, you won't even maybe have to use the physical cue. You can just imagine as if that string's already attached and just being pulled out. So just do it a couple of times here. And then using that breath to movement, take a breath in. And notice on the inhale, as if you're expanding out the stomach, but opening up the chest, feeling that diaphragmatic breathing set in. And then that exhale, that contraction, but still keeping that expansion in the shoulders, feeling more space in the air passages. Inhale, arms are going to go out and up, palms touch. It's our first isometric activation. So as you're pressing the palms together, make sure your shoulders are unshrugged. Just holding here, pressing the palms together. Just gently. Take another sip of air in. And exhale, release all the way down. One more like that. Inhale, arms are going to go out and up, pressing the palms together. Just keep your gaze straight ahead. Another sip of air in. And exhale, bringing the arms down. Yeah, you can totally make it audible. This time we're going to take the block. We're going to place one block starting with the upright position. So it's a shorter width. Just seeing how that feels and putting that in between the knees. So you might have to scooch to the edge of the bed or chair. And then just noticing the space in between the feet. And then let's go ahead and compare it to the longer width, placing that in between the knees. And I can already notice just that slight adjustment where instead of having more of an outward rotation, it's feeling more inward. And then moving that ischium bone, your sits bones back, just seeing how you feel as we're always becoming more aware of just ways that we can protect our spine. And then seeing which one feels more sustainable. So going back to the first or the second. Sustainable in a sense that you feel comfortable, you feel supported, that there's no pain.
First one.
The first one.
0 1.
Okay. So we'll go ahead. Keep it like that. And then using the second block, placing the block in between the palms, pressing up. And then inhale as you press the palms into the block and bring it all the way up, up, up. And then I'm going to bring it right back to about your, let's see, your nose level. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. Maybe even putting your block down while I show you this. So do you see the difference of this, and this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let me tell you what I'm seeing from a profile view is this. So instead of using the block for now, we're going to go ahead and put the block down and just look at it from the standpoint of that cylinder. So placing one palm right, I would say right where maybe your two ribs meet. And then the other one, you're going to be placing right by your belly button and then just going down just a little bit. And then noticing as you take a breath in, bring your shoulders up, squeeze your shoulders back down. Your two hands are parallel right now. Are you able to keep that? Yeah, I already see that self-correction. So without looking at the screen, there's just a slight shift. So what can really help with this, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, is strengthening your neck extensors and also supporting your occipital bone back. So if you go ahead and release the cylinder now, go ahead and just palpate your own body so you can just kind of feel that occipital bone. Just feel that. And then you're going to be using a towel or a blanket. And I'll show you, we're going to roll it up. And this is something that you can do on the bed, but I'm just going to show you that you'll take your blanket or towel. I'm just going to roll. This is probably even a little bit too bulky. This might be too bulky, but you can adjust accordingly. So you'll be prone. So you'll lie back. You don't have to do this on the floor. Preferred probably for you to start doing it on the bed as we're strengthening the neck extensors and supporting that occipital bone that I just had you palpate. And this is going to be in the cavity of your cervical spine, the start of that cervical spine. And what's really interesting is as you do this, you'll feel incredibly relaxed, which is very nice, but also you're lengthening the neck extensors. So you would go ahead and just lie back in a prone position, making sure this is in the cavity of your cervical spine. And what you don't want is any compression whatsoever. So you don't want the chin up. So adjust, maybe make a little slight adjustment here. And then you're going to take a breath in and exhale out all the air completely. And you're just going to very gently bring the chin down. Very gently. Then you take a breath in and exhale, just very gently bringing the chin down. So what are we doing here? We're extending, we're lengthening the neck extensors. We're lengthening the neck extensors. And we are supporting the occipital bone. So this is really great for migraines too. If you ever have headaches, it's a nice reset. And then you would just gently roll over to either side on the bed and come out of that. So I wanted to show you that. Oh, wonderful. You have a towel. I was going to say, this is something I just wanted to put in the video so that way you could feel it. Yeah. So what you want to make sure when you're lying there, when you're lying there, you want to make sure that you are completely flat. Okay. So you're completely flat, and then you're using that and feeling it right at that cavity of the cervical spine, and you're feeling the support. So now as you take a breath in, begin to very gently just lower the chin. Very gently lower the chin. It's a very, very minute adjustment. So just stay right where you're at. So what's also incredibly interesting about this is that you're also supporting your vision. And this is also incredibly preventative for falls. So you could spend a few times just remember bringing the chin down, and you don't want to do anything ever wonky with the head. So that's why I use that in the video to show you. So you want to make sure that you're completely supported, feeling flat, using the rolled up towel or blanket right there in that cavity. Okay, that cavity. And then you just very gently bring the chin down. So remember, the chin doesn't start up. It's already here in the supported position, just going down. So we'll do one more round. So just breathing in and exhale, bringing the chin down. And then we'll have you just move out of that position very gently and slowly. The next one, since you're on your bed, you're going to roll over to your stomach. So go ahead and roll over to your stomach. So we're looking at anti-gravity muscles, and today we're primarily looking at the back extensors as well as the neck extensors. So you're laying on your tummy. And you're going to create a cactus elbow. So staying right where you're at. Remember, it's a 90-degree elbow bend. And all you're going to do is just gently, starting by just kissing the blanket. So that way you know you're in a straight spine position. And then inhale, very gently just lift. It might even look like I'm not even moving. And then lowering down. And then inhaling, lifting up. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, back down. So it's just so gentle. Stay where you're at so I can just look, make sure. So inhale, lifting very gently up. Yeah. And then exhale, lifting down. Just incredibly gentle, but think, how can I make this adaptogenic in my life? Right? When you wake up, you can start this. Just inhale, lifting up. And exhale, lifting down. So you are strengthening your flexibility in a lot of ways by just these small movements. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and roll to either side and come back to a seated position. By activating your paraspinal muscles of your lower back, this is also really, really important for pelvic extension. And so that's what we've been talking about quite a bit as well. So I'm going to show you another variation of what you just did. So after you start building on being prone, lying on your stomach, what you can do also, if the surface is completely flat, is using the lower end of the block and just gently placing it underneath the chin. So we're not going to do that together right now because I just want you to watch first. But when you come to these positions, right, you're here, you're lying down, remembering that string, right? So you're completely lying down. You can use the block. I'll go to the side so it's a little easier to see. And then just, this would be after you take the breath in and come up, right? So you're not lifting everything, you're just lifting and remembering that strength. You can place, walk your hands out. And then what we want to be mindful of is that we're not concaving, right? No tension, no stress. So we're just letting that chin rest. Gaze is forward. Extension of your arms. Palms can be facing down. And just starting at this first step, laying the foundation. You don't want to do anything wonky, so you don't want to look around. That's why I'm showing you first. So remember, we're looking at the anti-gravity muscles. And this one particularly is catering to your neck extensors. Your neck extensors. And then you would just stay for a few rounds. And then gently lower. And then I would just roll over to either side, come back up. Does that make sense? Does that sound like something you could add in? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and place the blocks underneath our feet.
Quick question.
Yes.
My hunched over back to your look and my look is because my computer is lower than the bed. If I had the computer up, you wouldn't see me hunched over so much. You know what I mean? I'm leaning over to watch the computer.
Ah, well then you know what? Maybe we need to think about that too, because safe movement patterns, right? That's what we're doing. When we do something more than once, and then we add on, we keep doing it, it becomes a habit, right? So This, I would rather us, remember, visualize that string. Visualize that string right there at the occipital bone, pulling us back so we feel safe. Because we want to feel safe in the body. So that way when we go into these different shapes, right, these different stretches, we're setting up a foundation of creating a new pattern, movement pattern, body pattern, right? So that would be something to think about. Maybe the height of the computer. But this is your recording, so I want to make sure that we don't have too much side conversation so you can just watch this. Okay, and then I'll stop and we can do more questions. So like I said, we're just going to go ahead and take a seat, placing your feet on your blocks. Facing, yeah. And then I just want us to do some little ankle stretch just to review, and we'll close out our practice. So here, phalanges and heels are on the block. We're just going to walk them back just a little bit and push the block away and just see how that feels. Just having the toes on the block. Okay. And then moving the block back. And remembering creating that light friction at the bottom of the feet. However you do that, maybe rubbing on the floor a little bit, waking up the proprioceptors in the feet, knowing that as you do this, you're promoting energy. It starts all the way from your feet and goes all the way up to the brain. It's pretty incredible how that works. And then from here, making sure the knees aren't going over the toes. And then talking about that core as if someone has lightly punched your tummy, right? So hugging the midline. Inhale, expanding out. Exhale, hugging the midline. Yep. Inhale, expanding out. Exhale, hugging the midline. And then being aware of how you're seated, right? Am I leaning forward? Am I leaning back? Think of the head, which it's about 10 or 11 pounds, right? And if we're hunching forward, that's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight. So we want to make sure that we're bracing the spine. Inhale, bringing the shoulders up, all the way back. And just knowing as you bring the shoulders back and squeeze the shoulder blades together, you're already creating that self-adjustment. So just palpating your own body, right? Just feeling that in the body. So let's inhale, arms are going to go all the way out and just stay creating a Y position. Exhale, as if you're giving two people a high five and bringing it down to a cactus arm. Inhale with me. And exhale, settle in. And just gently bring them all the way back down. One more, and then we'll do the havening at the end. So inhale, arms are going to go out. And then coming up to a Y, and exhale, just bringing the shoulders down. And then give that nice havening where we're just giving ourselves some love here. Ourselves some love. And it's also a wonderful counter pose for any form of shoulder stretching too. Just taking a breath in and sighing out all the air. And another breath in. And exhale, sighing out all the air. Go ahead and release the hands very gently and slowly with your palms facing up. We'll go into our resting Shavasana. So go ahead and close the eyes. I'll read a little something to start our day as well. So let's go ahead and breathe in together for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, nice and slowly, knowing that as we extend the exhale, we're already activating that parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. So just breathing in and breathing out. As you're taking another breath in, I invite you to send loving kindness to yourself, perhaps seeing it in your mind's eye what that means. Just maybe even repeating internally. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I feel supported and safe. May I choose to love, forgive, and accept myself. May I be filled with ease. And then sending it to someone you love. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you feel supported and safe. May you choose to love, forgive, and accept yourself. May you be filled with ease. And then directing that loving kindness to someone that doesn't trigger you, but someone that you've noticed you've had a little bit of a difficult time with, and sending that loving kindness towards them. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you feel supported and safe. May you choose to love, forgive, and accept yourself. May you be filled with ease. And finally, sending that loving kindness towards all human beings, towards all living beings. Imagining just that domino effect, starting with yourself and expanding it out to everyone. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May all beings be filled with ease. May all beings learn to love, forgive, and accept themselves. May all beings be filled with ease. And just noticing whatever subtle sensations pop up. Taking a breath in and sighing it out. Placing your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your stomach. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Gentle breath in and gentle breath out. Great job.